Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then advantage. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Stood strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Tryna run it all. I wake up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'll make McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Let me see, all systems are go. Everything does look like it's working. And yeah, let's get into it. Today is Wednesday today. See what we got going on for Wednesday. See the calendar here as usual. Calendar is showing a bit of FOMC meeting minutes, pretty clean for London. 6 a.m. we have this guy speaking. Okay, that's done. Yeah, it looks pretty clean to be honest. Yeah, nothing to worry about here. Clean in terms of the sessions. Even New York is actually clean here. A little bit, but this is all late. Nothing to worry about. So let's have a look at the charts here. Start off with GJ. We had a very heavy day yesterday. One of the heaviest days we've had in like 6 months, man. Very straightforward day, good continuation. Now we can't really, that's what I mean, that's what makes GJ hard to trade. Like if you were to review this back, it would look like a very easy move to get in, but since we haven't seen it for such a long time, it's super hard to say. Like yesterday when we take the buys here, yeah, we close at a 1-to-1, but it's super hard to say that, hey, would have made sense to just hold for the whole day, right? Because we're buying after already like a 100 pip move. And then it goes and does another 100 pips. Hard to predict that type of stuff. So just be grateful that you captured majority of the move. Daily is closing bullish, of course, after that day. 4-hour time frames are closing bearish. A bit of a cool down right now. I expect, you know, with all the fundamental reasons, the rest of the week here is not going to really be too trend direction based here, since, you know, we could just see profit taking, some sort of pushes, stuff like that. Why? Because coming towards the end of the month, we're not really seeing any pure catalysts come into play here. So mixed bias on GJ. You can mark this here just to have as a 4-hour resistance. See the 1-hour time frame kind of making its way towards the downside. 15 as well here. Pretty messy, choppy type of stuff here we're seeing. Not really the most clean price action. We have this support here, which is 15. We have one more above that, which is super close. This is a very tight range to trade in between from here down. 30-minute is cleaner. So we could see close below there and then see what happens here if we can get the continuation. Right now, we're kind of rejecting around this zone here. I want to see resistance. What I'd love to see is because we've been in lower high, lower low fashion so far. So to take a buy right now is a little bit risky because we've been making this type of movement down. So we could see this. So what I would love to see is us come down first, even if it's a little bit, then get above here before you consider buys back up to here. That kind of be the plan for buys. And for sells, yeah, we're waiting for below the range. Let's check. GJ at weekly resistance. Yeah, this previous one we've crossed through it a lot of times. So we're gonna see what ends up happening here and then take it from there. So see how price action develops. Pretty simplistic plan. A lot of choppy price action, so we want to see some smooth price action. And then, but you can expect that after such a heavy day yesterday, even if today we chill in this range, like you can't be pissed off at that because it's completely normal. Second pair here is going to be gold. Looking at gold, we also had heavy day towards the downside range for the rest of NY. Daily bearish. I wonder if I can use this charts now, if it looks the same. I think it looks the same. Let's see how 4-hour looks. A little bit different, but not too different. Three is here. Okay, it's not that bad. We can keep it. So for gold today, previous daily obviously closing bearish here with downside yesterday we had sitting at this daily support down here. Looking at 4-hour time frames, we are closing bearish as well. So it's actually bearish session bias here, which is extremely interesting. I wish it was mixed actually. Mixed would have been a little bit easier. Is this true? Yeah. Mix would have been easier because we're at the lows of the range. So do I really want to be selling at the lows as the range? Not really. But let's go see what lower time frame is saying. We have 4-hour resistance here as well. Okay, this is a really difficult spot, to be honest. Very difficult spot playing inside of this range. Definitely not selling the lows here. On forex.com, chart is mixed bias. Forex.com is always wrong. Forex.com is always wrong because their 4-hour candles close at wrong times. Well, they didn't adjust after daylight savings. It's not necessarily wrong times, but they didn't adjust. So counter trend buys can make sense because we're at the range lows. But for the sells, I'm trying to think. I want to see some more price action. Something like this, then close below, take the sells. That would be easy, but this is going to be an issue here. This previous range, we can see how much significance it has. This is also daily flip, so we could easily get that as well. So if price is closing somewhere down here, it's going to be very risky to sell into that. So honestly, at this point, you need some sort of more information on where candles want to close, because if this shit just wants to continue up, you would wait for resistance and then take the buys back up from here. But likewise, if we reject the top of the range and start to create structure and we fail to get above that structure and we close below, then you can start to take the sells again. So it's literally a matter of waiting for more information to be able to take those buys and sells. Right where we are right now, it's not really clear where it wants to go. So let's have a look at DAX. DAX yesterday pushed into all-time highs. Nice volume into DAX yesterday. Hopefully we can get something similar today. If we're looking at daily time frame, obviously beautiful daily close, breakout close. 4-hour time frame is going to be closing bearish here, giving us a mixed bias. So not the highest probabilities to have that continuation, but it's still there. We could also look to retrace some of this move if it really wants to, especially bias will give us the opportunity to do that. Looking at 1 hour, where are we now? We're close to this previous one. So we basically tapped that just now. Previous 1 hour support, we're having a small reaction from it. This is another previous 1 hour support here. And we have one down here as well. So mixed bias. Wow, it's an interesting situation. Could maybe trade back up into here. I would like to see one more liquidity grab, but the sells are not crazy below here as well. So I want to wait about 15 minutes to see this next 15-minute close. But ideally, it's a pretty simplistic plan, which is kind of looking to buy from here to see if we can get to this double rejection wick here. So if we can, I would like to see one rejection wick downside, then close above to get to this 30, and then see what happens at the 30, and then see what happens at the 1 hour. If we just hammer through here, we're basically going to be looking for buys somewhere up here by 63s. Yeah, that's at 30 as well. And then we're just going to take it like that. But for the sells, it can make sense below here. Would be rebreak of 4-hour low. I do feel sells would be short-lived though. But it's still going to be an option. So that's basically it, man. It's actually a simple plan on DAX. So we just need to wait for Frankfurt open here in about 12 minutes, and then we're going to get some more information where this candle closes. Even Frankfurt open, it's still valid, but still a little bit early to see pure direction. But it'll be enough to get an idea, and then we take it from there. So that's simply the plan here on DAX, gold, and GJ. Now it's just a matter of waiting. This previous 15 closed bullish on gold, no top wick on current candle. Definitely can flip here. If this was mixed bias, I would actually consider trading this range here. 40 pip range is decent. But we're bearish bias. You still have to keep that in mind. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Hopefully it all made sense. If it did, leave a like on the stream. You guys know the drill. 280 of you in here. Get the likes up to 100. I would appreciate it. Hate to say it, part of the game. Do the YouTube business, or you are not gonna say it. Can you check my plans for GJ? Sure, bro. See what we got in here. Where did you post them? Where's your name? In London plan? I'm in London plans. Oh, there you are. Look, it hid your name. Hid your name. I'm gonna check it after this one here. That's weird. Why did it hide your name but no one else's? See? Maybe because it's even but this is a long name. Interesting. This is your plan for you. Bearish bias. You can enter with setup 1. If candle close deep, can wait for setup 3. Yeah, exactly. You want a nice close for setup 1. Yeah, that would be a valid plan. You can sometimes get fake outs from this, so be careful with the time. Time also matters on EU. So let's see your plan. Gold, this is GJ. You're looking for sells back down to these lows. I would mark this. You need to mark this one here. Very important to mark this. See where we're at here, because that's where your sells would be, and your sells would be to here, not to here. You're gonna see what happens at this. You can't disregard this. This doesn't disappear. So at least you're gonna see what happens here. Even if you base it on a 30, you're still gonna watch and see what happens. And if you look for the buys, has to be up here, right? That's where the buys have to be. So that's fine. Work through daily support multiple times, come back up to the zone. Might be interested in counter bias buys. S5 back down is fine. Counter bias. Again, if it was mixed bias, we can take it in this range, but typically it would make sense. But in bearish bias, it makes it hard. It's where our fake outs are gonna come exactly from this zone. This is where fake outs are gonna come. So honestly, I prefer above here. Bro, I plane this trade. You're on a plane. Or plan this early trade EU, but give me setup early. Should I take that on time? I don't, but you know, it is a correct setup for sure. That's what you wanted to see, but I just keep my trading time strict, so I have consistency in my trading. Because how can you guarantee every single time that time moves accurately, right? I think we're at 129 wins. Yeah, I didn't change it yesterday. You're right. People only remind me to change when I lose. Actually, you did remind yesterday, but I'm speak about the rest of people. Do you ever use stuff like Fibonacci or Wyckoff? I don't need Fibonacci. I can tell you if I drag Fibonacci from here to here, the golden zone will be where my box is. Look, watch. Actually, it will be where this previous support. See this previous support here that's been important? Check this out. Let's draw Fibonacci from the lows to the highs. And it's roughly around there, you can see. From the lows to the highs, the golden zone is just slightly below, which is what? Previous support. This zone we knew. If you guys watched my analysis, and if you went to see my analysis, what did I say? I said, if we're selling too close to this zone, gonna be dangerous. This zone is problems. Right? So without the Fibonacci, I'm able to tell you where that golden pocket is. Why? Because you can see from the previous support, and you can vision it as well. If you just use your eyes, you can vision it. You know? So you don't really need Fibonacci. Wyckoff is a pattern. When we're in a situation like this on gold, when we're interested in counter bias, we should look for a breakout the opposite side, because within the range bias could have fake outs. Essentially, yeah, you would rather see good changes of structure. Like if we see it ranging here all morning, then breaks out, that's fine. You can take that original idea, or you literally want to see it come back up, pull back, then you take that one there, or you're taking this one here, trusting if this broke structure first. Because, you know, we had a heavy day yesterday. There's no reason why it can't just range in here all day. Regardless of bias, we could just stay in this range. We could now come back down to the bottom of the range, go back up to the top of the range. We could stay here. We could stay in between these ranges here, where this line is here, like this. So you get totally messed up and lose back-to-back trades. And then you come back and think. This is why I have the rules. If you take 2 losses in a row, right? And I'll explain it like this. If you take 2 losses in a row, that's why you call it a day. Because you could say, today I'm looking for buys. You take a buy, it fails. Then it creates support. You take a buy again, it fails. And then you're like, fuck this shit. I've been wrong twice. It has to be going down. You take the sell, and then it starts to go down, but then ends up going in your original direction. And then you're like, shit, I was right. So you took the sell, lost these 2 buys here. You take the buy right here on the breakout. And not on the breakout, but you take the buy here basically once it broke above its resistance, and then it starts rejecting again, and then you lose this breakout, and now you're down 4 trades that fast. And guess what happened that day? It just freaking ranged. All it did was ranged. So all you had to do in this scenario is just take a step back. Let price show its hand. That's the reason we trade price action, is we let it show us what it wants to do. We don't have this guesswork. And if it doesn't show us what we like, we don't take. What do you think about daily chart on gold? Did a double top, lower low, lower high. Looks like it's weakening. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some more upside, to be honest. But yeah, it's not. It is looking like it's starting to make. And I mean, if we lose this level, yeah, we could see some downside. We spoke about this in the webinar this week, about this level, how we could pop up a little bit more, retest some higher levels. We could even see it pop up one more time and make a deeper retracement. But honestly, there's no reason. If we start to lose this level, eventually we can come back and retest into these levels here. This is where I would target. But I feel like that happens into next month, but who knows? It could, some crazy things can happen. Do you use 6 months or even 12 months for full picture of where market structure is going? I use that once a year to check. Yeah, I check the 6 months halfway through the year. And I check the yearly candle once a year, because they don't change, right? You can, every 6 months they change. So I check it every 6 months, right? But I have it here, the 6 months. It's going to close next month. So we will have a look. I mean, it's not really much to look at this 6 month, but if it leaves a long rejection closing in those 20s that we looked at, you know, it's something different. How many trades this month? In London, you guys can see on the public journal, exclamation journal in chat. We're running quite a few trades, man, since then. 5th. So I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something, you know, that many. How many % of your trades do you do out of stream? Only trades in different sessions I do out of stream. Don't forget FOMC today. FOMC meeting minutes, so it's not the biggest thing. What time did you start your stream? Around 30 minutes ago. Boys, smash that like button like you would in Goth Asian baddie. Damn. Yeah, we can leave the second part out, but, you know, leaving a like I do appreciate. I just quit my job to go full-time day trading. Been trading for 8 years, not profitable. Any tips? If you're not profitable, you shouldn't quit your job. And if you're trading for 8 years and not seeing results, there's something terribly wrong happening. Terribly wrong. You have either the worst guidance, or you're not making a change. You're just trying to do the same thing every single day, expecting something to happen, but you're not making a change yourself. You're not surrounding yourself with the right people. You're not getting the right feedback. The only way you progress is to get the right feedback, the right people, and the right information. That's the only way to progress in this game, and then to set expectations straight. But you seem like a guy who doesn't expect much since you've been trading for 8 years, no results. You know? So as painful as it has to be, you have to make a change. Why don't you trade gold live, Henry? You are scared kissing of death from Goldie. I'm scared of your English at the moment, not to gold. Different story. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. I've been trading gold live for a long time. Last time I took a gold trade was a couple of days ago. You can have a look. It was a win. We took a sell on gold. When did this journal start? The 7th of June. All right. So we've been trading live longer than this journal. But the journal will have its 2-year anniversary in a couple of days, actually. Like a week and a half. Why is spread high on DAX? Because it's not Frankfurt Open yet. I lost 21k USD. Now nothing to left mind is food up, please guide. Yeah, it's your own fault for losing 21k USD. No one told you to risk that much. No one told you to gamble that. No one can change that situation. You put yourself in that situation. You have to get yourself out. And the way you're going to do that is actually maybe think before you take actions. Right? People think this is an easy game. They think you can come in here. It scares me, guys. It scares me. It scares me that people are scared to pay $55, man. It's really true. I have met people who are willing to lose 20k in hopes of making money than to spend $55 in a month. Facts. Scary. It's very, very scary. Most of you guys here, I see you guys in chat commonly. You're here in chat. We're almost halfway through the year and I don't see a change. Same people, same place. You have to make a change. You have to invest in yourself. Look to make a difference. Or you can go pay for one-on-one mentorship to some guru $5,000. That's your choice. And he promises you to make money and you believe that promise. Hello Harry, I've traded demo account for 3 months now. Consistently I have $100. I want to start a real account. Should I start personal or buy prop firm? I think both is fine. Prop firm will probably be harder and teach you more. As long as risk management is there, $100 into account is good to practice. Both is going to achieve. If you would like to try funding, why not? You know, we'll see how much of this range this candle is going to take right now. Remember, we can get 5-minute pullbacks as well. We could also take this on a 5-minute, but we're getting very close to these previous 5-minute resistances. So just because the 15 pushing doesn't mean we need to have a 15 close. 1 hour is playing a setup 3. 30 minutes as well, sort of a setup 3. But we're getting close to these previous 5 levels. Doesn't give us much wiggle room, especially if it continues doing that. Especially risk to reward wise. Even though the candles look big, it's not moving that much. Like this whole move down here is like 16 points to move all the way down there. So a nice thing to happen right now would be to see this pop back up. So we'll create a resistance and then we get a close below the resistance. If it's just gonna melt like this, yeah, it's just not our trade, right? It's not something we can do much about. How did you become profitable? How did you stick with one strategy? I became profitable through a process of elimination and trying to refine. And how did I stick with one strategy? Because I used to be the guy that keeps changing strategy, and all I did was change my bank account balance to lower. That's all it did. If I kept changing strategy, I kept failing eventually. So I had to stick to something that made logical sense and that I could see logically made sense, so it should be future proof, and then stick to it. The biggest thing that got me profitable was to trade less. Take less trades, higher quality, more consistency. And then you can scale that with risk. We have an opportunity to risk more always. You don't necessarily have an opportunity to trade more. If you want to trade more, you end up gambling more because you're just taking trades that don't really make sense. How long did it take to be profitable? Fully 2 years. We rarely trade setup 2. It's dead year due to change in market conditions. Yeah, we're not getting trending moves. Setup 2 works very well in heavy trending moves because you're looking to continue the trend. The only setup 2s we've taken has been when we are trending. So this would have been a trending time. So trending is when we get setup 2s. This month you did about 12, but when you add the trades outstream, how many would there be? Maybe like 5 more. So if you average it, I am trading every other day taking trades, and that's what makes me consistent. There's very few people who can show you real live consistency like this over 2 years without closing half at 10 pips. Like, be careful. There's a lot of people out there who do not show you this side of the journal, which is your return side. This is the most important side. This shows you my return, because I've had trades that have pushed 20-30 pips and I've closed nothing because return wise doesn't make sense. So this is a very different journal. It's a very different level of transparency. Look at that. How much did you lose, bro, before becoming profitable? Including in crypto, I mean, just in Forex, I kept my risk I was very good at risk management. So I lost 6K only, which is very good compared to what other people lose. Question: that gray area on your DAX chart, is that to outline 5-minute levels? How come you have that there? What does it indicate to you? Area of possible reaction? It's a previous 5-minute level, right? So if we look at the chart here, if I wanted to enter on a 5, I was looking at a 5-minute, I need to watch these previous levels. I could have just put a line there, but sometimes I just like to use a box just to change it up a bit. So it's definitely levels I need to watch. You can see it reacted off this previous 5 level here. That's where we're getting the reaction from. You could literally make it a whole zone like that. Alright, what's your favorite thing to trade in? Most of the pairs I trade, I take the same setups, you know. I just like to trade whatever has volume, man. If something has volume, I'm happy. It's nice to trade. If DAX closes like this on 50-minute back in the range, could be a good sign for buys later. Yeah, this could help be the liquidity for the buys. We would see how it forms. What makes futures different than Forex? Watch my video on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube. Most of your questions have in-depth videos, huh? Goal is to get to 95k. We're not too far off 95k. Next step will be 100k. That would be a big one. How many years that would have taken? Wow. I don't even want to calculate. But check this video. Forex versus futures. Click on oldest. I removed my oldest videos. So my channel has been longer, but I removed old videos. I think the oldest video I kept was this one 4 years ago, yeah. But I have a lot of videos before this. I should have above 1,000 videos on this. Why? They were just dead videos with like 200 views, 100 views. Like, it's a lot of uploads, guys. 900 uploads, huh? That's a lot of time. A lot of time to upload 900 uploads, and the least you guys do for appreciation is leave a like. And then you ask to succeed in life. Least 400 people in here. Literally 400 people in here. 100 likes. That's the support. How much I've given you guys back. That's how it should work. Everything in life should be mutual. We missed setup 2 in gold. No, it's not in my plan to take that setup 2. Maybe with the 5 close below here, but then I'm scared of that level I showed you guys, huh? We're working on like 60 pip stop loss. We tap that level. If the 5 close here, yes, I would take it. Actually, the 30-minute also closed bearish, so it's not that bad. With the 30 closing bearish, I don't think it's that bad, actually. If the 5 closed a little bit shallower, it would have been a beautiful trade. You be break even now, looking for that 1-to-1. You can get away here with 55 pip stops. 1-to-1 would be only here. Would be a shame if it rejected before a 1-to-1. Could you imagine? To be fair, you got 25% of viewers giving likes. Statistically, that's quite high. If you look at huge streamers, you have 5% giving likes. Yeah, because that's huge streamers get new people showing to their challenge, to their channel. I feel like I am somewhat not getting reach on my channel for streams. Stream has been like, that's why I pushed to grow it, because new people deserve to see this type of content. New people need to see this type of content. It would help a lot of people, and it's free as well. You know? It's free as well. So that's why I pushed to get this out there, so it can help multiple people. I'm also building a lot of tools to generally help traders, right? A lot of people have hidden agendas. Their incentive is to sell you on a course that makes them money, but doesn't really help them, right? It's not going to help you to just watch a course and they push that on you. They do all of this BS. For me, I'm literally making products that are really designed to help people progress, because that's where I get my most satisfaction from. Most. If you ask me what satisfied me the most in this journey, it's definitely seeing progression of others and knowing that I've been a part of that. Because every time I've seen progression in others, it means that I've progressed myself in different aspects of the journey. But it's very hard. It's very hard to do that when things don't support you, you know? Sometimes it makes you think that the best way to grow and to get your message across is to just be like the rest, but I don't want to be like the rest. That's the difference. You know, I think it's not me. Right? It's not me. Man of the people, the Gandhi of trading. I don't do it for others, if I'm being honest. I do it for myself, but I enjoy seeing others succeed. Like, I'm very self-orientated. Like, I'm here to trade by myself. I'm not gonna let others dictate what I do. I don't give a crap what others do, but I do care to see others, you know, succeed, of course. You should be trading from the backseat of a Bentley driving through Dubai. Yeah, but with the brand that I've built, if I post that, people don't care. So the best thing we can support, share the stream, get it out there, post it on your stories. That's the best support you can do. Share it with your trading friends. And that's it. Very simple. See what GJ is doing here, coming down towards those lows now. This one closed below, but I'm not very interested in that. You know, it would have been out break even. 20 pips is pretty big for GJ, especially with the ranges we have right now. To be honest, you're better off taking like a secondary close. 1 hour. Yeah, GJ is a little bit rough. I wonder if, and especially that 5 is scary as hell. Gold, I think, was not too bad here. It wasn't too bad, but I was kind of waiting for more structure. Obviously, in hindsight here, it looks very nice, but it was a shot, I would say. Especially with the profits I have this week, or this rest of the month, I could risk some of that in a position like this, yes. So I will consider that as something I could have been part of, yes. Has anyone tried to call you a fake guru or tried to expose you? Expose, no. Fake guru, yes. I think it's pretty hard to expose someone who sits here live for over 600 days. It takes a fucking lot of, like, just think, put that into perspective. I have sat here for 600 days live and traded. You have seen everything. Like, what are you exposing? I've exposed myself. I've already exposed myself. I've been here for 600 days. Like, people don't see the grind, you know? I shared your name on Reddit and they called you a guru because you had an exclusive group and you had to pay for it. Yeah, of course. I think that's fair for them to call me a guru. That's okay. We've seen Harry go through many seasons. The bulk show prep you have, yes. Because you've been for a while. My guru, Harry. And if they're calling me a guru because I charge for a group, then I should charge them more. For sure. Because damn, ain't no way I'm putting this amount of work in for free. I'm sorry. That's how life works. There's no chance. There's no chance. By the way, guys, I closed the wait list, huh? Group will open next month, since we're on that topic. So I closed the wait list. Group will open next month. It's your last chance. Next month will be into that zone. So we will see. Riker giving us some nice singing. Thank you, bro. Exclusive costs 1 coffee a day when I don't even drink coffee. Yeah, so I've scammed you of coffee. If I pay, I enter instantly. Yes, you will be able to do that on the first. But you give the option to learn for free also. Many many only behind 400 for a course. Yeah, and the reason I give an option for free is because people don't have value past the the paid value they have. So imagine this, and all of you can vouch for this. I have a lot of information for free, but you get even more value paid. That just shows you how much value that I'm willing to offer. Most people, if they put out all the stuff for free, they don't have anything to sell because they don't have value past just giving information. Whereas I've learned how to teach people in terms of application. So I give the information for free, sell the application, because that's what takes time. Information takes time because you have to record it, but nowhere near as application, because application is individual. I look at individual cases, just like today I'm reviewing individual charts, whereas on YouTube I'm speaking to an audience. I'm not speaking to an individual. Whereas in here I'm speaking to you guys individually. I know most of your journeys, I know most of your struggles, because you speak to me about them. Where on YouTube, I don't have any idea who's watching me, how long they're watching for, all of that stuff. So DAX here, beautiful retracement here. We're coming into our zone. 15-minute is a cool close here. That's a very interesting close. What I'd love to see is something actually closing above this resistance. So I'm just gonna delete this box. I'm gonna put a new box here at this resistance. I would like to see something close above here, preferably something bearish then bullish, because 1 minute looks a bit scary, right? You can see that not healthy 1 minute push here. Definitely don't really want to be buying the highs in this type of 1 minute situation, because we could pull back all the way down to here and the trade would still be valid. So what I would love to see is actually 5 minute comeback, make a low. Once that low is put in, then we get above here, so I can take the buys from this high here, make my way back to this wick, make my way back to this 30 and see what happens. That's just going to give me a lot more confidence. The only other way I take this trade is wait for a close but run the stops below here. Yeah, 36 points is not crazy, but 36 points is all the way up here. I have to be pretty sold that we're just going to fly today, which is not always the case. So we have to see. Let's see how it looks on broker though. Sometimes a little bit different. No, it looks pretty similar today. Yeah, after bank holiday now, it's kind of brokers look the same, so it's good. People need to realize you will only get out what you put in. It's like going to college. You don't study and invest yourself into learning, then you'll fail, get busy living, or get busy dying. Yeah, it's true. Thoughts on S3 on gold? I don't think there's an S3. I don't see an S3. S3 for what? Sells? No chance. You're at support here. No chance. Harry, why some funded prop firms fail the payout even if we pass the prop firm account? Because it's they make money from you failing the account, so they don't want to pay out when they don't have money. So we got the 5 close above here. It's happened a bit all quick. For me, stop loss placement I don't have anywhere, you know. I was looking at this, but I'm not putting stops here for 4 points. Yeah, in hindsight it would be an amazing idea, but I need the stop below here and I didn't feel it was worth it for 10 points to the resistance. I wish I could have run a smaller stop loss, but I just don't see where. Even I'm not comfortable with this previous stop loss here. There's just nothing there. Also, no bottom wick on broker yet. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So no way I would have been able to enter this. I mean, even if you did, your break even is this previous 30. Now it looks like it's actually making its way down back to break even. So even if you went with aggressive stops, you have to have aggressive management. I think the most aggressive stops you could have run is probably here for 12 pips. This pushed about 9, so you wouldn't have hit TP. You're coming pretty close to break even, if not tapped with spread. Yeah, that's definitely tapped break even. So it's good. We want this pullback though. So we have more ranges as we start to build into this area here. Should be a 5 here as well. That's quite a nice range to trade. Anything in here, to be honest, we could fill this wick. So if we get this back down into here, form structure, close above, we could fill this wick, get back to this 30-minute. If it rejects the 30-minute again, we can get out. We have options, but I would expect it to push through the second time. Then you kind of get that move. So that's quite a nice plan. If we get that, I like it. Just to share something nice, I was surprised at the detailed WAP content when I saw. So I started watching, making notes and learning. So thank you for it. It makes sense. Still a long way to go. Short time for appreciation, usually not said. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, on the WAP content, just for an update for that, I did add this section here. Let me just show you. Just so you guys can see. Just to update you. Let it load. I want to show you this one. Let's collapse this. FFE fun. This one, this is new. Stop loss placements part 1. Stop loss placement part 1. So next week we have part 2 of stop loss placement, 17-minute video. You guys on YouTube are gonna get a basic video of this, but it's still gonna be good detail. And then next week we're gonna go into some really in-depth parts about stop loss placement, so you guys have the most accurate stop loss possible. But watch part 1. Part 2 will come next week, and I'm going to put that in the advanced concept because it's going to be how to use lower time frame structure, how to use this type of stuff, how to use 5-minute on DAX, how to use it on US 30, when to use current candle, all of this stuff. Can I be on Saturday? It doesn't really matter when you have the recordings. That's the whole point. You guys watch these videos in there if you can't make it to the webinars, and then you ask me questions during our daily Zooms. Like most of these people out there, they only do once a week sessions. You guys basically getting sessions every day. Every day you guys are basically getting sessions. So there's so much opportunity for you guys to ask questions and make use of that instead of just messaging. The times you should be asking questions is now. Right? That's the time you should be asking the questions is now during these sessions. Not in DMs, not in random times. That's hard for me to sift through all of that. This is why we have the sessions. Make use of them. Previous level showing error. Yeah, probably just from your WAP. If you refresh or stuff like that, will fix it. For me, it's showing okay. So we can see the rejection happening here on DAX. It's kind of what we want to see, believe it or not. Create us a level to get above. GJ retracing. Remember what I said about this? It's scary, this zone. So if you even took this, you'd be out break even. And if you didn't move break even, you're being punished for that. Gold as well. Did gold hit 1-to-1 on that 5? Imagine it didn't. How big was stops? If you ran 55 pip stops, oof, no way, bro. Shit. Shit, that's painful. So you actually don't get your 1-to-1 there. Wow. I took it on 5, got 1-to-1, but where you put stop loss, bro? It's impossible you get 1-to-1 if you put proper stop loss above the 5. 55 pips above the 5 candle. Yeah, that's just a bad trade. I wouldn't take that in general. It's a losing trade long term because your stop loss is literally above the current 15-minute candle high. So you're putting your stop loss above the 15-minute current candle high. Check the 1 minute. If we were to retest on 1 minute, where do you think we're going to retest? Here's your 5-minute entry. No 1 minute pullbacks. Man, gold likes to do these, right? You could easily come here, just retest these highs, take you out, and then continue down. So you end up losing a trade that's a winning trade. I can show you that happen all the time. Here's an example where we close below, down here, no 1 minute pullbacks. Price ranges, it does that extra little deep, respects the original high, but then continues bearish. You know? Gold loves to do that type of pullbacks. Source not supported. What is this? Is this on the, what is this on? iPad? Phone? What is it on? Android tablet? Download the app. Download the WAP app. Because it's your media player. You can cast it to TV as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, let's see what DAX wants to do. I was hoping that the 5 actually ends up closing bearish, but we've actually flipped back bullish again. So honestly, I don't mind taking buys above here. This is quite a nice range. By that time, we're not too far off. Like from the break of the highs, it's only like 6 points away. It's nothing. And by that time, we could give it enough time for it to create structure and then close above here and we can trade to here. This will be nice. This will be nice because it's only 6 points from break of highs. So it's not like you're giving up massive amount of range to get really sweet confirmation. GJ, you want to be careful today selling lows. Every time GJ has made a lower low, it's retraced. Look at this. Lower low, retrace. Lower low, retrace. Lower low, retrace. So selling lows today, your probabilities are not there. Your probability is not there. But what we would like to see is a setup 2. Setup 2 would be very easy. There's a previous 15, yeah, but we would want to trade to that previous 15. There's also a previous 1 hour there as well. Let me show you the 1 hour. This one here. Actually, no. That one's a little bit higher. That 30 I meant. This one here. But the goal would be to trade to that. Also, if you notice, we've tapped it with these wicks. Remember that webinar we did? How do you know when... Wait, when moving like this, how do you know when it will stop moving? Especially we are selling lows, but we weren't selling lows. So I'm confused about the last part, selling lows. Yesterday, there was nothing to do with lows. We had a big push, then sell again? Bro, I'm very confused, man. Yesterday, just pushed up bullish on GJ. There was no selling lows, man. Very confused. Oh, wait, sorry, buys, bro. Come on, man. What the... Confusing me, bro. He's so confident about lows. How can you forget which way? Bro. You don't know, man. It's out of the ordinary. That's what makes it hard. There's no possible way to know which way, when it's gonna stop. So you just don't be greedy. That's the best way to trade it, is not being greedy, and you take what you can get. How many setups do you have? 6. Just do it full margin on gold for 1 day, just one. Okay, I'll send you my PayPal. You send me the money. However much money you send me, I'll full margin that. Minimum deposit $1,000. I'm happy to do that. No problems. Can you show the 1 minute pullback example for the 5 minute entry, please? Not right now. That is more advanced concept. I have that video in WAP. I have that video in WAP. All right, let's see DAX here. It's trying to create structure. 5 minute should close bearish, hopefully, to give us finally that structure we wanted. This is not setup 2 on GJ. It's not setup 2. It is setup 2 towards upside, yes, but it's not really the direction we've been trading today. Even though previous daily is bullish, but we've just been making this lower high, lower low. So buys on GJ are gonna be above 194.734. That's where our buys are, above here. This is where buys above. Right? Because we would break structure then. One minute strategy is set up to? No. If you're in the exclusive, just watch the 1 minute strategy thing, man. Your yesterday London session trade is not part of setup entry. Can you explain that? Harry would be glad if you can do that. Yesterday's London trade was exactly part of my strategy, man. I don't see yesterday's trade being not part of. That's part of my strategy. That was a pretty straightforward one. Setup 6. Setup 6 is a backup setup. Again, this is all stuff that's there in the exclusive. Like, these are long videos in the exclusive, huh? Like, you guys keep asking me, trying to get me to explain it to you here on YouTube. But it's not because, oh, I want to keep it secret. No, it's because it takes time and explanation, which I'm not going to sit here for 40 minutes explaining a concept that people don't use properly. That's the point. You guys can see the length of these videos here, right? Where's setup 6? Setup 6, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I talk about it. Gold trading strategy, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Hello. You know, some things are short. Knowing when not to trade, 6 minutes. Previous levels. This is very important one. Previous levels, guys. So I can't just sit here, guys, and tell you these concepts because they take time to explain. It's not that you can just give an overview. Actually, DAX previous 4-hour bearish candle looks nice without a bottom wick. Current candle did it, and now looks like it's flipped. So now good to go up. Active 4-hour on DAX. Yeah, let's see what happens. Three setups are enough for beginners. Yeah, it's the fine details that are going to get you consistent, right? The fine details that are going to get you consistent, which is I cover, like that previous levels one. So how I came up with that previous level webinar, 50-minute webinar was that I allowed the guys to trade, and I found what was, what was confusing them. And I found that all the guys in the group had similar confusion, not all, but majority had similar confusion. I could actually say all about previous levels. So we make a webinar on it. Do you trade New York session with exclusive? Yes. Can we see all these videos if we join exclusive? Of course. I'm not selling a course for $500, and this would be more valuable than those courses. So you get it for free. How do taxes work on funded payouts in the UK? Not my question to answer. Does your concepts work for NQ? Of course they do. I trade US 30. I also didn't ask you. I'm reading a question. That's why I said not my question to answer. You're such a troll sometimes. Have to be, man. Look at this nice structure we're forming. I even feel like somewhat a little bit confident if we were to just close above here and rely on volume to push through this little 5. If we got like a nice little perfect close, I don't think it's a crazy idea. Hey, PipLive Simulator is great. Been using 1 month. Thanks, man. Would you like to know when other markets being introduced? German 40. It is already there, German 40, bro. Are you using the paid version? Yeah, it is there. Is after Frankfurt Open high volume time for DAX? Yeah, after Frankfurt Open, yeah. If you check the journal, you can see most of our trades on DAX are actually after Frankfurt Open compared to London Open. There are a few trades that happen after London Open, but a lot of them after Frankfurt Open. I studied the journal and found that setup 1 and 5 plus DAX and gold, we have an 85% win rate this year. Yeah, 85% win rate is very, very healthy. Went through, tried applying it to NAS, but the candles have gaps. It's an issue. How do you tackle it? Well, you ignore the gaps. Gaps are there to, look at them as like LTAs. They're a gap. News in 5 minutes? Not major news, no. Unless they updated something. Let me refresh this. Unless I am wrong. No. This is not major news. French stuff as well. Not going to impact us too much. You can see even the German news. The German news here, import prices, didn't really do anything to price. Lol, Tony. Facts. Even with 63% win rate, I'm up 11%. Yeah, if you increase that more, you'll be doing good. But being up is the most important thing. Now you can just scale that. It's a matter of scaling, right? Most people are not up. Most people struggle to even generate profits. So the good thing is now you can just scale. So you've averaged about 2% a month. Yeah, it's not bad. Barcode day. So far, but it's not over yet. Like I said, remember what I said beginning of the session, gold could just ping pong for the session, get stuck in the range. It's normally the hardest place to trade. Same thing. I think GJ and gold is hard. DAX has a big possibility to start to cook if it really wants to get going. This liquidity grab, if this liquidity grab wants to take action, that's how it is. How do you scale up? Time, man. It just takes time, right? Good things take time. Time and experience, and that motivation to, I want to do better every month, just happens because now you have a platform to base off, right? You've proved consistency from the start of the year. So now you have a platform. Now it's just like, okay, I want to get better. Let me see where my mistakes were. Review your journal. See where you could have made more money, where you could have saved money. Stupid trades. There'll always be those mistakes, right? And then you just adjust like that. And then once you adjust like that, it just scales over time. You know? I mean, it's not going to be linear, right? It's not going to be linear, right? It's not going to be like this. You know, your journey is very much like this. So just because you're having one bad month doesn't mean that you're not progressing long term. Remember that example I used when we had that webinar in the exclusives? Did you guys watch that webinar where I showed the stock market and I said the stock market is like your trading career? Who remembers that webinar? This one here. I put it here in content library. Right? Content library shows you what we discuss in all webinars. Right? Mindset talk leading into interesting topics. This webinar, 27/04/2025. This webinar, we speak about that exact thing. Almost 100k subs. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. Let's get the subs up. Likes matter, but subs are better because we want people to join us on a daily basis. How many trade win streak are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4 trade win streak. Nothing crazy. Actually, 5 trade win streak. That's not bad, actually, 5 trade win streak. Quite nice to trade five wins in a row. See if we can keep it going. Or is that it? Is that it? We take a loss next trade, which is not a bad thing. Coming to end of month, I kind of want to preserve my profits. We have 2 more trading days left of the month. So I really want to preserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself a 1% budget. For not from today, but from tomorrow. From tomorrow, I set a 1% budget. So if I blow 1% in the next 2 days, I'm going to stop trading for the month. Because there's only 2 days left. And that's going to allow me to protect the capital I've made this month already. Instead of taking stupid trades at the end of the month. And we're also seeing, today's the first sign, we're seeing the market a little bit slower so far. We've sat here for about an hour, 10 minutes, and we've been in the same spot basically after a dump down. So we had a quick volume move, catch out a lot of early sellers, catch out a lot of early buyers, and now we're actually making up our mind. So we're going to see how the volume develops here. Overall, I'm liking the structure DAX is making here. I'm liking the way it's forming. It is healthy. All we need is volume to come back in and we start to push. We can look at taking those buys. But you know it's not mad to take a sell back below here. I know it seems crazy, but... Well, not below. It would be below here, wouldn't it? It is pretty mad, but anyways. See how gold is doing? Yeah, gold is ping-ponging right now. Going up, going down. I wonder if we can get a short here in 13 minutes. Don't trade inside. I don't trade inside the range. It's not a bad thing to say, man. I'll tell you that. It's normally where most of my inconsistency was always bred inside of ranges. No bottom wick yet. Let's see. How do you swing trade? I made a basic swing trade video on my channel like a year ago. So I recommend you watch that. It's good detail though. That video has good detail, but it just teaches you the fundamentals of swing trading. 19-minute video 1 year ago. You can go ahead and watch that. Where was I in prep? Where my face? Yeah, this was prep where my face gets smaller. Oh yeah, there we go. That's proper prep, man. Holy shit. Man, face looked way too young there. I also see a lot of people scared to put themselves on camera because they think they look young or something. I was dieting for a competition. My face looks super young. It's one of my most viewed videos. 112,000 views. Look at my face. Tiny. Because I was dieted. Compared to now, if you look at the size, like a bowling ball. See? So don't be scared, man. Who gives a shit what other people think? No webcam. The 15 shows a perfect example how the goal range is getting tighter and tighter. That goes back to your rubber band analogy. Tough to trust? Yes. Yes, you're fat now, Harry. Thank you, thank you. I'd like to more call it buff more than fat, but yeah. We're actually dieting a little bit now. No, fat is accurate, brother. I will rip my shirt off now on stream and you see ab outline. So relax yourself. No more webcam for me. Harry tries to organize me to fight everyone. No, I don't. You have one fight that we've agreed on. Dates are being booked. And that's it. We're just creating the pre-hype for the fight. Soon we'll expose the fight to YouTube so that they can be ready for this fight. It's a big fight. You better be ready, man. Where's his camera? See, now he's shying away. Moritz is not scared. He's been training. He's ready. Don't do that. Yes, we're doing that. Man, it's a big event. Big event. I'm going to rent a whole gym, man. The whole gym shut down. I already been talking to guys. I just have one problem. Ah, here we go. Here's the excuses. Here's the excuses. Here's the excuses. Had my boxing training session. Since then it's been hurting again. Maybe hasn't fully healed. I've made a doctor's appointment to get checked out. And you don't need your thumb to punch. You punch with your fists. Just tape it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You have time, bro. You have like 6 months. I've already drafted for me to carry out security. Yeah, we have security in play, everything. Trying to cut for my next birthday. Gotta go to a lake and barbecue and got a music video. Let's go, man. Man sings. Didn't know that. Who remembers Love Jeet's video, bro? Only OGs will remember. Harry, there's a scammer on your Discord. $50 subs for education plus my feet pics. How did he get my feet pics, bro? These scammers is wild, bro. These scammers are wild. Telling you, they're probably making more money than me selling feed pics, bro. What the fuck? Five minutes before London? I know. Why are you sending feed pics to scam? I'm not. That's what I'm asking. How are they getting that pic? There's no video. There's no video that I have exposed. I feel like it's I'm being played here, man. Imagine the money they're going to make. Imagine the money they're going to make when I drop the double bicep at 1,000 viewers, man. Setup 1 below here? No, it will be below your box now, setup 1. What happened to Terry? He sometimes pops up on YouTube, but it's just the time. He switched from night shift. I remember Terry, man. Alright, so this shit looks like it's closing above, but it's really close to London. It's scary. I really prefer above here. It's only four points, you know. So with London Open coming, we probably get tap break even. It's a very hard scenario. So I think the best thing here is going to wait about 5 minutes for London Open. We get more confirmation, better stuff. Where is Ted? Who's Ted? We didn't have anyone called Ted. Could easily close below? Yeah, it could, man. That is also facts. Off the radar, hopefully for good reasons. By the way, is Legendary Trader still showing up? Yeah, he is still showing up. Last time he bought gold and gold dumped. So hope he's okay. He said all of his Signal chat was upset. I don't know how he has more. He has probably more business than me. And all he does is blow people's money. That's a good deal. Maybe I should start that type of business. Seems easy. DAX can be risky on open. Yeah, 5 minutes before open here. Man, I think it's best we wait for open. No top wick as well. Does that have top wick on broker? Let's see how broker looks. It does, man. And with this open, it's a nice way. The way it's opened is nice. It's very tempting, but this is where you have to like hold discipline, especially end of month. Like you can get a bit carried away. Remember, only to this resistance is only 4 points. It's nothing. We don't have room for error before the open, because the open can like, we can wick to here before the open, then come back, stop you up, break even, then fly, and then you're in this mess. You're slipped at break even. So you're better just to wait. You're better just to wait. Don't tease me with a good time, Dex. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to open, so open might just close below here. We want the 15 to close above its own resistance, but it doesn't matter too much because 1 hour will close bullish. That's a very good 1 hour candle, I tell you that much. I'm even considering if we open on DAX down first, just taking a trade based on break of 1 hour high is valid. But we can't close like this rejection. This is not good. What do you think about futures? I think they have a good place and good time. Where even to put stop loss, you put below this 15 candle because that would be the low before the next 1 hour open. If it opens down first, then you'd have to still go below that. You'd actually look for below 5-minute structure on the flip, which would be this one here, this 5-minute structure, but it's a completely different trade right now. With this price action, check out this dump before. But yeah, probably the 5 structure. 17 points, yeah, it makes sense. We might just be selling again, huh? Our might flip bearish, it's possible. What a bait. Yeah, cooked everyone. What is Eid like in Dubai? In terms of what? It's summer now, so it's really hot. A lot of people for Eid, they will go out. They will leave the country. That's what people are doing during that time. Less supercars. Man, Dubai is not like everywhere you go there's supercars. On the normal streets, you will not see a supercar every other car. You have to go to a place where there is supercars. So hotels, you'll always find supercars there. Resorts, you know, all of the luxury places, you'll find supercars. Every third car in traffic is a G-Wagon. Yeah, but it's not considered a supercar. But yes, G-Wagons are extremely popular here. Extremely popular. They're like, they move like water, man. It's insane, man. Or a madman delivering Kareem on a moped? Yes. A lot of people order. Ordering was cheap. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's convenient as well. Especially summer, it's hot, but poor guys, man, they really sweat. Oh, I wonder how this closes. Do we close above the previous 1 hour support? We do. So here's the open. Flipping now. Closed above previous 1 hour support. 5 minute is moving wild, bro. We closed below previous 5 minute support. I wonder what we do. Damn, breaking the highs already. Just a bunch of mess, to be honest. How did gold close? At resistance. Maybe we can get setup 2 down. See what GJ did. Yeah. Setup 3 would be cool on GJ here. I would like that. Not sure I want to say DAX all-time high, not too far away. Yeah, we want to trade 2 all-time high, bro. Man, it's just blasted, huh? Typical open fashion. How much is a wick fill worth here? 24 points. Ah, it's already gone. Let's just see how this closes. We do have more ranges up here. Like if price wants to get moving, we have more ranges. We can trade this into all-time high. We're basically cooked once we reach the 4 hour resistance. That's where we don't know if it's going to continue. Do you cook for yourself or get takeouts mostly? I cook for myself. I meal prep all my meals. It's just how I work. So I cook for myself. Benzema and Ronaldo staying in Dubai right now. Yeah, I know. I saw them yesterday. We had a coffee. You saw the goat? Yeah, we had a coffee. Just some chill stuff, man, you know? Catch up a little bit, see how things are going. No girl to make your food? I could hire someone to make my food, but I'm not like that. My food is extremely basic. It's putting rice in a rice cooker. It is putting chicken on a grill and eating that. I also don't mind cooking. Cooking is pretty easy for me. You know? Also, I'm cooking my chicken outside. It's hot. You know, I won't really want a woman to be like it's. I feel so bad. But if she's sitting on her ass all day, doing nothing, then yeah, she can cook, man. I mean, that's fair, right? Like there has to be mutual, you know, has to be something mutual. Not gonna have a woman who's like sitting on her ass all day and then I working all day providing and then have to go sweat my ass off outside cooking for both. You know, it's not fair. It's being taken advantage of, you know. Depends if she looks like Margaret Robbie or not. Even so, man. Even so. There's still, because it can be 60-40 in that situation, but where's the 40%? Anyways, now we're going back into that wormhole that we were going back in. Now we're starting to open up that subjects again. Then we go into some guy asking that his heart got broken last week. How can he cope with it? And then we end up there. Or I get DMs saying that I'm sexist. One or the other. Nice to see Lando win. Yes, it was very cool. McLaren won. British mate. British lad. Yes, sir. Since 2008 is the last time he won. And not him, sorry. McLaren. You're misogynistic? I'm actually not. I think I'm very neutral. That crash was insane. Yeah, big pile up, man. Literally right off the gate. These buys are still valid here, huh? We didn't eat up this whole range. If we get above here, we have a wick fill plus potential continuation. What's your protein intake per day? Like 230 grams. I've been eating the same amount of protein. I actually forget exactly how much it is because I just measure per meal. It's like 110 grams of chicken breast, you know. But let's see what I'm running at these days. Yeah, 230 to 230, yeah. Mass Monster, 230 is not that high. Do you season your chicken? Yeah, I put lemon juice, some herbs, and then I have this like spice mix. Then I put it on the grill. That's like 7 protein shakes a day. Yeah, it is. But I have 6 meals a day, all protein meals. Mine is 75 grams. Damn, that's too low. That's too low. You do cardio? I do it now, yes. I do it now. Trying to cut a little bit quick. Running or just steps? Not running, bro. I do cardio, like, you know, treadmill. It's not just steps, but yeah, it is a form of steps, but, you know, a little bit more intensity to it. In the morning, you know. Add bone broth to the rice, makes it taste good. Yeah, just need to worry about the salt. How much salt is in that? If there's no added salt to that bone broth, I guess it's valid. My age is 18, I weigh 63 kg. My protein is 75. I think you should be at least like 150, I think, protein. Let's see. Yeah, at least 140 grams. 130 grams of protein minimum. You wear a Whoop? No, I wear a Fitbit. I like the Whoop, but I actually use my Fitbit like when I'm doing cardio. I want to see how much time I've been doing cardio, what my heart rate is. I want to see like all of this stuff, you know. But I have seen on the Whoop that if you have your phone next to you, it has a little pop-up. So that's okay. But I also use it to check time. Only when I leave the house, I wear a watch. I'm not like, you know, I'm not walking around the house with a fucking nice watch on, you know. All right, 1 minute for this candle to close. Can we chill? Yo. Can we chill? We're looking like 22 point stop loss. Pretty damn big point stop loss. But hopefully we get the volume in. See what 1 minute is saying. Chill. Yo. Just chill. Whoa. Hello. What are you doing? You were here like 10 seconds ago. You're down here. Now? Relax, man. Relax. Take it easy, man. We're chilling. We're having a chat. We're chilling, talking about watches and macros, and you're here just moving mad. It's not very loyal. Just relax, man. Relax. Man, where am I gonna put stops, bro? Such small ranges, man. Such big stops, such small ranges. That tells you it's not a thing to trade, unfortunately, if it's doing that shit. Oh, look at the bottom wick as well. Oh, that's too good, man. Oh, that's even, I mean, oof. That's a great bottom wick, man. But that's nasty for anyone in the trade, man. Ooh. That's nasty if you're in a trade, imagine. That send you very sad. Gold may break to the upside. Let's have a look at it in 4 minutes once the 15 closes. I'm very tempted to take this shit, man. After that bottom wick, what a good bottom wick, man. We just don't have space. We just don't have space to anything. 30 minutes is right here. Maybe we could try trade to it, and if it rejects, it's a quick break even. You know? I mean, break even is not the worst. And if volume is there, then volume is there, right? I have to make a decision fast. I don't think I have enough time. Yeah. 24 point stops. Let's see. I don't know if we have enough space, man. End of month, do I need to push this for this break of high here is how much? 3 points. Not worth it. Yet. Unless something else makes me convinced that it makes sense. Like a 1 minute close above here. Feels like we're forcing. The only thing in the back of my mind is if we reach all-time high today. It's what happened yesterday, right? If you remember yesterday on DAX, it did the same bullshit. Literally looked really shit yesterday on DAX. A lot of BS price action. A lot of nothing. And then, boom, good morning. Started to absolutely rally. It's kind of looking similar today. Let's see this 1 minute close here. If it closes above, maybe I give a shot with bottom wick. Stops below this low here. So you guys can have that ready. Okay, close below for me. If 5 close like this, it is a thunderstorm. Yeah, a little bit longer wick than I would have liked. See how important that 1 minute close below is? Go close based on 30 minute. Based on 30 minute, doesn't close for another 15 minutes. But yes. This will also be the 15-minute close. The 1 minute now has closed above. I'm so tempted to go break of high. But I know it's like it's too forced. Okay, I'm just gonna make a decision to trade this range here. Let structure form and trade this range. Too forced. Not making it easy, but this range, we have nicer range. So I can avoid this mess here. And if price really wants to shoot up today, then at least it needs to give me an entry here. Especially if this can close bearish, next one close bullish above. Because the one thing that makes me worried is this. If you look at 30 minute, we've been having this like lower high, lower high, lower high type formation. So we could reject from that resistance. And if you measure it, it's really not worth it for 3 pips to be like, I need to get in. And if it shoots through it, okay, so what? I'm waiting for more confirmation. You know, especially that the 5 didn't close bearish, it closed doji. So that doesn't help. So if I just wait 3 minutes for a 5 close above here, although I could miss it, I think it will be better. One minute close above, this 1 minute close above, which was also the 15 close. This was the one I was tempted to go on. This one here, which stops below here, 23-point stops. Target would be here. And this is what I was scared that would happen, is it would just push through that level. But it's very tough when you don't have pullbacks and stuff. But that's okay. It's okay it's a difficult situation, this. This is kind of one of those situations you take the risk or you don't, but you're going to cry if it loses because you give back end of month profit, you know? It's not a clear option where it's like, this is easy, but I'm giving you guys the option. I took it, aggressive break even. Yeah, that's fine as well. Like I said, that there was the option, take it, break of high. But it just depends on what you're doing in terms of, if you lose this, you can't be pissed. That's the scary thing. But yeah, being break even here is not crazy as well. $23, where's TP? 293. Decided to risk it for the biscuit. Took it on 5 flip. On the flip. Damn. I think the best entry was the 1 minute close above. You avoid so much confusion. This one, go break of high here. The one that I was tempted to enter on. I had it set up as well. Then you put stops below here. 23 point stops. Now you're chilling. See if you like anything or don't like anything. For me, it was too close. It's not at, so technically it's valid. That's what I was thinking. But the only thing I was scared about is how we had these lower highs, lower highs. I didn't want to get into a position. It quickly taps the resistance, rejects. I don't have enough time to go break even. And I'm in drawdown. I have to hold in drawdown and I lose this trade. And then I look at this trade and I think to myself, yeah, it's probably not the best trade, Harry, you know? You're buying pretty high. You're buying very close to resistance. You know, be careful. Whereas now we're in this new range. If this can close above this, at least now you have all this space here. So you have breathing room. I mean, if this next candle opens with a deep bottom wick, I will take it on the flip. If we get one of the same as the last open, this would be okay to take it on the flip. Yeah, it would be good to take it on the flip here. Could break even somewhere here. Oh, here's the bottom wick. Let's see if we can get it deeper. It's not big enough to take it on the flip for me. 17 point stop wouldn't have been bad. Your 1-to-1 is pretty much up here. Yeah, that's not deep enough for me if I want to take it on the flip. One minute looks good from that original position that I called out. These buys that I called out from down here. This is good sign for these buys that I called out. It's healthy. Now it's easy because anything closing below this yellow line is done. So literally you could sit at break even now. Comfortably sit at break even. Could we hold till 30-minute resistance? Yeah, why not? That would be a target. It's not crazy. Just want to be careful of no 5-minute pullback. So at some point this could pull back and it can easily come back to your entry before it continues to the 5. Which I wouldn't mind. I would be able to get another entry then. I think this is 1-to-1 on that first position. 23, 23, yeah, sweet. Very clean. That's a good move then. So I like that process of thinking that I had. Just a little bit more of aggressiveness needing to be taken. But the question is, do I need to be aggressive right now? No. So is it a good decision? Yes. But I gave the option, right? Free signals for all. Guys, too blessed with free signals. But I want you guys to understand the risks of this, huh? Yes, it worked today, but there's a lot of scenarios where this 5-minute no pullbacks can easily come back and revisit these lows and you get stopped out. Very easily happens. I took profit just in case we don't break all-time high. This is not bad spot to try a runner as well. Because if we do break all-time high, could be pretty fun. The question is, do I expect new highs today? Or do I expect us to reach all-time high and then reverse? It's tough to say at this current positioning. GJ is ranging. Gold popped up here a little bit, but we're still close towards the top of the range. Close left 10% for fun. Yeah, 10%. Just leave that at break even and whatever happens, happens. Leave it to tomorrow. Trading at all-time high on Pip Labs never ended well for me. Really? For me, it's one of my most profitable setups, all-time highs. Took it there, close some there. You have a little runner. All right, cool, cool, cool. Good luck with the runner. Where would you target all-time high? 1-to-1 first. You target 1-to-1 first, and then you just trail. GJ? Yo, you mean GG? It's not bad. But you see, you're pushing the entry, huh? It's like a 1-minute entry. If next 15 closes above, honestly, now you need the 5-minute structure. Like now you do need 5-minute structure if you want to take more entries. Otherwise, then my question becomes, if you're happy to take this now, right? If you're happy to take this now, why wouldn't you take the first option I said about the 1 minute, you know? So that's how it works. If you're happy to take this now, then you should have just taken the 1 minute. So now to get a better entry than this one would be all-time high with 5-minute structure. That would be how it would be. Yeah, don't touch GJ right now. It's gonna cook you. And on gold, 30 might close above. Markets are super slow today. No, there's a nice position that was just there on DAX. A little bit on the riskier side, but it's played out perfectly. This is not slow at all. We're almost at all-time high. You can't say markets are slow when prices pushed almost to all-time high today. I think it's been decent, but just one of those options that are not the easiest to get in. So I personally stayed out myself, but a lot of guys took it, it seemed. So that's nice. That's nice. Should I left a runner? Yeah, I said it would be okay to try a runner, but don't be surprised if one big candle comes down here, guys, huh? Like, there's no 5-minute pullbacks. Like, you can expect a pullback at some point, one of these type of pullbacks. The thing is, if we get a nice pullback, we have space for continuation. So if we start leaving all-time high, I don't mind looking for a later position. I know it's it's better if I would have got in from here, but I would have more confirmation from here. You know? Like if I was up only 1 or 2% this month, I take this because I have nothing to lose. I just give that back. Like 1 or 2% ain't gonna change. It's not life-changing. So if I was up 1 or 2% only this month, I take this to try increase my month, right? Make it better. And that's where you take these shots. Whereas now it's kind of like, do I have to take this right now? Probably not. I want something more secure. So it's like contradictive because people are like, hey, I'm not up much. I should be safer. Where it should be the opposite. Because as a trader, your goal is to preserve profits. And when you don't have profits, your goal is to make profits. So if you're not taking shots, you're not going to make profits. But then if you're taking too many random shots, you're going to lose the profits you make. So I know it's counterintuitive. I know it feels like, hey, that doesn't make sense. But it will once you learn how to trade properly. It's the same concept in people who play poker. I don't know if people play poker. If you have more chips, you play tighter. If you have less chips, you take more opportunity. And why? Because that idea is made out of probabilities. So I know a lot of people don't play poker, but that concept is the same in poker. So as you get lower in blinds, right? As you get down, like especially if you're playing with 10 big blinds, you're putting that all in the minute you have an ace in your hand. Any ace, you're open shoving, you know? If you have 100 big blinds, you can fold. Sometimes you can be folding ace jack, man. Ace jack, you have that hand, you're folding that with 100 big blinds. If someone is like 4-bet raising you, you know? If you're getting 4-bet pre-flop and you have ace jack off and you have 100 big blinds, you're folding that. But it works the same in trading. I know it doesn't make sense to most of you. But for those who understand poker, maybe it makes sense. You know? So the same concept works in trading actually. Trader talks gambling. Well, if you play poker in game theory optimal, there's the reason it's called GTO is because it's based on probabilities. It's called EV, expected value. It's called expected value. What? A lot of poker pros play more aggressive and more hands with more chips, especially in tourneys? Wrong. That is wrong. Trust me. That is wrong. If they're at final table, they will play more aggressive because they are running the table. If they are the chip leader, they will run the table. But when you're playing deep and you're playing against another big stack, right? Because the market is always a big player. He's not a small player. We can't run him over. The players who are... Yes, it is wrong. It is wrong because we're playing against a player who has unlimited amount of chips. We have limited amount of chips. The only time they play more and they open more hands is when they're trying to run over the table. If there's a lot of small stacks on the table, they're going to bully those small stacks. But we cannot bully the markets. Try bully the markets and you're going to get cooked. You understand? Also closed 1-to-1 on my DAX. Ran bigger stops. Yeah, that's interesting approach. When you're in the money, you can play aggro big stacks because of ICM. Yes, because of risk premium. Their risk premium is very high towards you. They have a very high risk premium because of ICM. Whereas your risk premium to them is very low. But our risk premium to the market is extremely high because that's a big player. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. So moral of the story is, it's too small a 5-minute structure for breakout. Yeah, but breakout would be all-time high, so it's fine. You could still take that all-time high, but this is enough. Yeah, if you just, we're gonna try a aggressive entry. It's enough. There is a structure there, but the question is now you need to wait for all-time high. 30-minute close below. I'm gonna call it a session here. Pick it up from tomorrow. What I'm gonna look for on DAX is maybe all-time high breakout. I know it's gonna be a slightly more riskier here, but if we have volume, at least I can catch a 1-to-1. Yesterday, above all-time high, we broke out for an extra at least 90 points here. So today could be the same. So I can go off that information and still give myself a shot. So for me, I'm looking above all-time high right now. So you can, if you're interested in that, that would be, but if you took the first position, that is very nice. Less confirmation than above all-time high, but I sacrificed volume for missing the first one, right? So that's how it is. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, let's see what ends up happening for the rest of the day, and I will pick it up from tomorrow. Appreciate you all showing up to stream. Make sure to leave a subscribe if you haven't. Show up every single day, and yeah, take care all. Trade Sharpe, and hopefully catch you guys soon. All right, peace. Cheers.